So now that you're on your nice squishy carpet or yoga mat, again, get a stance that is about hip width apart, and then, or a little further if you, a little wider if you so choose. Make sure your feet are level with each other, that they're on the same line. The big toes are on the same horizontal line. And then kind of stick the skin of your toes to your yoga mat or your carpet and kind of scoot your heel one at a time behind you. So you're kind of pulling the skin away from your heel as your heel kind of goes behind you and then sticks back down to the mat. A yoga mat is really good for this because you've got that sticky fabric. Okay, so now alternatively, stick your heel on, say, your right side, and then try to walk your toes a little bit more forward, kind of like crawling your toes a little bit more forward to stretch the skin between your heel and your forefoot. Get the left side, stamp your heel into the mat or carpet, and then crawl your toes a little bit forward. And then when you plant your toes on both feet, you're going to feel like the arch of your foot is kind of creating a suction cup into the floor. And that's how you should feel, nice and strong. And then when you kind of hold the carpet, you can kind of grip the yoga mat or the carpet with your toes in the fullness of your heel. And you're going to feel very connected. Okay, so from here, soften your knees and point your knees and kind of aim them right about at your third to fourth toe. So right kind of in the middle of your foot, not over your toes, just right behind your toes, right before your leg. Right behind your toes, right in front of your leg. All right, so from here, you're going to bring your belly into your spine with an exhale. So good inhale here. And then exhale, let your belly button float towards your spine, and then pull your tailbone towards the back wall. So I'm going to turn sideways so you can see me better. So you're going to allow your tailbone that's pointing at the floor right now to get pulled like it's drawing a line along the middle of your mat towards the back end of your mat. And use your hands here on your hip bones to kind of dial your hip creases so that they feel equal and your tailbone doesn't feel like it's off to one side, that it's directly in the middle of your body. Drawing a line down the middle of your yoga mat towards the back wall. Float your belly button up into your spine and check in with the pressure in your feet. Make sure you're not all in your heels, that you're in your heels and your toes equally. Grip the ground with your juicy animal claws of your feet. Belly button to spine, sit bone and tailbone getting pulled a little bit further. Keep your kneecaps high. Don't let them go very much further towards your toes. Keep them right in front of your legs, right behind your toes. And then just keep sitting down until you start to feel a grip in your hamstrings. And then once you have that, belly button to your spine again, tip forward like somebody's lifting your tailbone towards the ceiling. Rest your rib cage and your torso on top of your lap. And then place your hands flat on the floor. Distribute your weight again in your feet so that it's equal from your toe to your heel, and the hands on the floor are just here to be helpful. There's no pressure or weight in them. Take a good breath and then allow your spine to kind of dangle off of your hips. Let your head dangle off of your spine and let things kind of hang out here. Put a couple more breaths into your rib cage just to feel a good stretch into your lower back. It feels awesome. And then when you're ready, with an inhale, you're going to lift up to a half lift. So we were just in a forward fold. This is a halfway lift. So lift up to a halfway lift with your hands, the center of your palms directly on the center of your kneecaps, and just kind of let your sticky long fingers spread across your kneecaps. You're not gripping or pushing. You're just sticking your skin of your hands to the skin of your knees. Let your kneecaps kind of float inward towards your hands, and then let your hands float a little inward towards your kneecaps to get that intelligent two-way touch. Position your shoulder blades on your back. nice and flat so that they feel helpful to you. And then you're going to start to feel the skin below your shoulder blades on either side of your spine start to kind of bunch, and that's fabulous. Float your belly button up into your spine a little bit more, and then pull the crown of your head towards the front wall, same as you're pulling your tailbone towards the back wall. And again, kind of either lower or raise the tailbone to help your low back feel its best. Float the belly button up into your spine a little bit more, and then again, forward fold, controlling your speed with your feet. Keep your feet grounded into the earth. You're going to feel them kind of grip the earth and lift up a little bit, which is totally fine. The arches feel like they might be kind of lifting up a little bit. That's perfectly okay. Let your tailbone float towards the ceiling. Sit bones float towards the ceiling. Belly button to spine. Let your spine hang off of your hips. Let your head hang off of your spine. Breathe into your lower back. Take a really good inhale all the way. Take another sip of air in at the top, and then again with your nostrils, and then exhale all the way out until you feel your waistline kind of clench and grip and shrink, and hold your exhale for as long as you comfortably can, and then inhale and come back to neutral. From here, again, we're going to do a halfway lift. So put the center of your palms on the center of your kneecaps, push into your kneecaps, push your kneecaps into your palms, as that helps you raise up to a flat back. Top of your head pulls towards the front wall, tailbone pulls to the back wall. Position your eyes, position your tailbone in a way that helps your spine feel long and healthy and useful. Belly button up into your spine. Tuck your bottom teeth, the jaw of your bottom teeth, into your ears just a little bit to help you open up the back of your neck. Shoulder blades on top of your back. Nice and flat on top of your back. All right, from here, I want your hands to help you dial your knees to look at different toes. So your knees, I want them to kind of hover over your center toe still. And now with your hands, gently guide your knees over towards your pinky toe and see where it grips. Like one hamstring might be gripping a little bit deeper than the other hamstring. Do what you can in your feet. So if your knees are kind of hovering over your fourth toe and your baby toe, grip with your baby toe and your fourth toe into the ground a little deeper, like that's the deepest part of your footprint. Position your tailbone in a way that feels helpful. Position your shoulder blades, belly button to spine, and just see how that activates that outside line of your hamstrings. Now from here, belly button to spine again, guide your knees over to the big toe and see how that changes things. Maybe this adds some really funky discomfort. Maybe it adds some really interesting, relieving stretchiness. Whatever it adds, just be mindful of it, that you don't hate it, and that you're just kind of seeing how things change when all you're doing is just kind of changing the direction of your knees. So your hamstrings should be kind of burning right now, which is great. All right, and then with your next breath, just belly button to spine, tip into a forward fold one more time. Let your head hang, let your spine dangle. Maybe wag your head, maybe shake your head. Maybe do a little circle with your head, just kind of untwisting it, teasing it loose from everything below it. All right, grip the ground with your feet again, press into the earth, make a really deep footprint with all your toes, all your heel, belly button to spine, and then use your sit bones and that stretch in the back of your legs to pull your body back to upright. Whew. Pretty awesome.